So I just finished WWE Raw this week, and honestly, the ending was kind of like it's not what I really wanted, but I do see I guess the mic skills again that CM Punk has. It's something special. Now, obviously, I don't like him. I don't like his personality, but I will respect his wrestling career and as well his mic skills. But that's about it. Everything else, I don't like anything about him. But I will hand it to him for this week in terms of his, promo this week. I thought it was really good. But anyways, let's get to it. So this is my Instagram. If you haven't seen it already, we've hit 8,000 followers. So I do appreciate all the support you guys have given me. This is my page where basically I focus on a lot of WWE content on my Instagram. So if you kind of like memes and stuff, that might be the page for you. You can see videos of me meeting some superstars. We got Asuka. We got Io signing my arm and turning into a tattoo. Yes, that did happen. And we have Raquel sitting on me or stepping on me. It did happen. It was great. And then, of course, we have Chelsea Green I met at Disneyland yesterday. So that was really exciting. So overall, if you like that kind of content, it is on here. We got some fun videos for everyone to watch. But anyways, I'll put the link for you guys can check it out. So we first start off the show with Seth Rollins coming out with Adam Pearce. And it's crazy. He doesn't say a word. The entire time, he doesn't say a word. He brings out like all his mask men, which I think now it's like a running gag at this point. I mean, like, they're running. It's kind of weird because now he turns all the mask men, but then Austin Theory was technically a mask man. So who really started first? Was Austin Theory or was it Seth Rollins, right? So we really don't know. So Adam Pearce comes out, talks to him and goes like, well, you're still unclear. What's going to happen? I don't like the vision. You don't either, but like, what are we going to do? Like, if something happens to you, right? So then, of course, the vision comes out with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. And then, of course, Austin Theory does his Mexican hat dance, shuffling, like shuffling stuff like that. So now there's like fucking 20 masked men in the ring, and now they don't know where to go, so they try chasing him out of the ring. But of course, again, the stop of LA Knight and the Usos come out to stop the Vision, which is pretty crazy. I thought for the most part. So I guess they're not really done with him yet with the Vision team. But I think what's going to happen is in the future, I think they're going to do a tag team match with Austin Theory and Logan Paul for the tag teams for Usos. I think that's the only way to do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun to see. I think it'd be a great match for sure. So, anyways, that happens overall, and then I guess they just chase each other off, and Seth Rollins is off to the distance, which is kind of good. I'm glad he's not talking because I really want. I think Seth Rollins has like an aura that just works perfectly. Him not saying anything. It's kind of like when Roman came back for a while and he didn't say a word. He just came every week, took out Solo. It's like the same idea. I think they're using the same idea, which again I think it works perfectly. In a business standpoint, and if for someone who just doesn't really think about it, I guess it kind of works. So the next match we have is the Gauntlet match, and I honestly was rooting for Bayley. I think Bayley really deserves it. She's been working her butt off these few years, and of course with but again I don't like her whole split personality thing. So I wonder if they're just gonna totally just scratch that off. It's not gonna happen, but who knows, right? So the match, Io and Lyra. So I'm like, okay, for sure Lyra's gonna be taken out first, and Io, I didn't think she was going to take out so quickly in the match, but I guess it kind of makes sense that they did that. Io doesn't really need an Intercontinental Champion. I think she's fine on her own. She does pretty well. So Io takes out Lyra the first time. Lyra's out. And I think Io goes against Raquel next. And in that match, of course, Io does take the match from Raquel because of the distraction from Stephanie and Liv. And then, of course, Io wins. But, of course, Io gets taken out by Raquel. And Ivy takes the pin easily. So, I don't know. That kind of sucks for Io. But, like I said, I don't think she really needs the, push or anything like that. So, she could totally lose and be fine. People will still love her. And then, of course, the match, I think after that, I believe it was, I'm trying to remember if it was, I think it was Asuka, right? Or Bayley. No, I think it was Bayley that came out, I think. And then Bayley, of course, wins against, oh yeah, it is Bayley because they're in the match for like fucking 5 business days. It was insane. So Bayley takes out Ivy, and then Asuka is next. Again, either way, I would have been okay with one of them winning, but I think it was definitely Bayley was going to take it. I knew Bayley was going to win. So then Bayley against Asuka. Long story short, in the end, Bayley does win, and Lyra comes back to the rescue to help out with the match. Make sure they don't cheat and stuff like that. So Bayley does win the match. So very happy for her. So I thought it was really good overall. The match with El Grande. So funny. El Grande gets cursed again by Danhausen. I thought it was funny. The running gag is gonna. I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna go for a while. I think it's gonna be pretty funny. But of course, the original gets taken out and gets replaced by the other El Grande, and then they have the match with El Grande versus Penta for the Intercontinental Champion. Of course, Penta's gonna win it. We all knew he was gonna win it. But it is funny how like Penta seems to win when there's someone was cursed. So I wonder if Penta and Danhausen are having a deal here. Who knows, right? If the next person's cursed against Penta, then for sure it's confirmed. But we don't know yet, right? Now, this one I really did enjoy was the Finn Balor segment with the Judgment Day. And I think a lot of people were happy to see this because I think a lot of people have been pushing Finn Balor to go face. And I think it was the right move because I think Finn deserves a lot more. I think he can do a lot great going solo. So this was a pretty good promo when basically Dom was, upset that he lost the title. And then Finn Balor goes like, man, you know what? Maybe your dad was right. Maybe your dad is, maybe you are a spoiled bitch, basically. And man, it was crazy. So, of course, the Judgment Day beat his ass up. So I hope this leads to like another thing where like they have this new rivalry, which I think that's what's gonna happen. Finn is obviously gonna have to take out the Judgment Day because clearly Finn Balor's out and JD McDonough is probably sticking with the Judgment Day for the most part. But the Judgment Day doesn't have anyone anymore, so I think Finn could probably ask for some help, which could possibly happen. I don't know who, why, where, but it could happen overall. So that was a fun segment. I like to watch that, and I think this is gonna be something good because I think Finn's finally get like kind of understanding what Damian Priest is going through when with the whole thing where they had their Judgment Day thing. So this could be pretty good. I think it's gonna be a really exciting thing. We'll see what happens with it, but I think with this one for sure, I think Finn's gonna go pretty far now with this. So we'll see what happens. I think this would be good. So I guess we're to see. The next match we have was the Oba Femi versus Rusev. Fun match to watch because Oba is huge and Rusev is pretty huge. So I thought it was a pretty good match, but I think Rusev is doing what he said he was going to do, is to help elevate other wrestlers. So I think that's what he's doing. I think Rusev is doing a great job with that. I used to kind of not like him. I thought he was kind of annoying because I thought he was just bullying everyone. But I think for the most part, he's been doing a good job at just kind of elevating and making them, go higher, right? I think Rusev's been taking a few L's, but I think he's doing well for the company and helping them out. So I think that's the good thing, right? So anyways, the match goes pretty on, and of course Oba wins with this massive body. I don't every time I see it, I just go ooh 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 the entire time. And so now this was pretty good overall. This was an interesting promo because if you watched since I guess overall WrestleMania 40, right? If you watch WrestleMania 4, which is probably one of the greatest WrestleManias ever, this is kind of an interesting take on this match. So basically, CM Punk comes out, Usos come out, Usos go like, "You need to apologize, because you said about Roman's dad," and you're kind of thinking in your mind, I'm like, I mean, didn't Roman say something about Cody's dad? Now, of course, not at that level, but he did say that his dad was irrelevant. And then that was at the, I think that was the contract signing or whatever, the pick, whatever. And then of course Cody goes off and starts talking crap with their family, and then Rock gets mad, and then this is the weird thing too. It's like, see, this doesn't make sense to me. It's like Cody makes fun of, well, he doesn't make fun of, but he says, "Oh, your family would be ashamed of you." And then The Rock slaps him and gets butt hurt, but Roman was the one that kind of attacked Cody's family first. So the whole thing didn't make sense. So they get all butt hurt about it. It's weird, right? And this kind of reminds me of the same thing. Like I mentioned early in the beginning of the video, I don't really like CM Punk as a person, but I do respect his mic skills and for the business, and he does a really good job at it. I'll say that for much. So CM Punk goes like, I'm sorry that basically in your quote." So I guess I'll put the quotes up right here. So, I have right here. He goes, "Apologize to this." This is what he says. I'm sorry that Roman Reigns treated you and the rest of his family like garbage for years and never once publicly apologized for the way he treated his family that he loves." Very true. If you guys remember, Roman treated them like shit. This is, of course, storyline. Obviously not in real life, but this is like storyline rise. He treated him like shit. Never apologized for it. Never did. And it's true. Roman never apologized. I don't think he ever did. He never said, I'm sorry the way I treated you guys. They just went on being friends again, or sorry, family again. It was kind of weird. I'm sorry that Roman Reigns disrespected one of my mentors, Dusty Rhodes. So this is the thing I was talking about with WrestleMania 40. The father of my friend Cody, when he called him irrelevant. It is not on the hook for apologizing, but I am. He's got a huge point there. Like I said, he's not wrong. He's very not wrong. It's very true that like Roman didn't have to apologize for that, but CM Punk does, right? So I'm not CM Punk on this one, story wise, of course. Like I think exactly he's true. And I think this is one thing I do like about it. I'm glad he didn't apologize for it because it's true. Like, why do I have to apologize when you guys haven't done shit, right? You didn't apologize. Like, you didn't have to apologize. I'm sorry Roman has tricked everybody that he gives a single damn about any of this. If he cared about you, the people, me, or this company or business, I'd be standing in the ring and talking to him right now instead of his young boys. So true. Very true. Like I think if he is right though, like if Roman really cared, he would have went in there and then, Roman would have done something, but he didn't. Because obviously he has a schedule, stuff like that. And in a way, like, yeah, Roman is a part timer. And in a business standpoint, like, obviously you want to not show up as much as possible, make more money because he can. He can do that, right? And it does suck. I wish Roman would come in every week. I wish he put his punches, but unfortunately, in the case of business, he doesn't have to, right? So it's very true. It's very true. It's a reality check, and I believe someone posted here saying Punk's words were a reality check for hardcore Roman Glazers. Not showing up himself, sending the Usos, still didn't apologize for the Usos for how Roman treated them, and yet they're beside him. Roman saying Dusty relevant back in 2024 to Cody. Yep, everyone forgot about that, right? So, in a way, I think it's he definitely has a huge point there. He definitely has a point, and I think I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good choice to make. It makes it a lot more dramatic for sure. But of course, hitting them, punching them was kind of stupid. I wish there was a little more than that. Maybe a slap or something. I think a slap would have been kind of like more epic, but we'll see what happens. I thought Roman was gonna come out. It'd been really epic if he just came out of nowhere. He's like, well, by the way, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think it's gonna be pretty crazy on how it's gonna work for the next week because I know Roman's coming back. So Roman better come back with something crazy because yeah, it's gonna be pretty insane. We'll see how it goes next week. I think Brock Lesnar showing up this week, coming up as well. So we'll see what happens with all this. But again, overall, I thought it was a decent week. I enjoyed watching it tonight. I always do for the most part, even though sometimes I have weeks I hate it. But anyways, we'll see how this goes. I like how the one thing I do love how CM Punk did back up Cody and Dusty Rhodes. I thought that was really cool for him to do. It shows that he is a good friend overall to Cody and stuff like that. So, anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think it's I thought it was pretty decent this week. I wish it didn't end that way, but I wish there's a little more. But I guess we have to wait till next week, right? This is just me being greedy overall. But anyways, let me know in the comments what you think, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.